because Modell was shot at around 9:30 p.m. That means that King Von tweeted, "Who died?" about 17 minutes after the murder of Modell.
Never.
And that tweet was followed by yet another one reading, "It's not safe around our way," which came less than an hour after the shooting. According to the police, less than 30 minutes after this tweet was made, at around 9:13 a.m, P5, aka Crack, real name Derek Johnson, would be shot multiple times in the 6200 block of South Eberhart Avenue. That means that just 3 minutes before the recorded time of the shooting, Von tweeted, "Laughing my ass off." Then, at 9:13, the time that the police estimated the shooting took place, Von tweets, "His 45 makes his ass do 40 flips."
Mula gang, check it out, man. So last night I was watching the King Von documentary, rap's first serial killer. You know what I'm saying? Skate. So y'all should have just seen that video as soon, like right before y'all seen this video. I'm finna great. So we finna get right back into it. I'm right where I left off at. So if you just watched the last video, we on the second one, shorty. We're on the second one. Now, I don't remember everything that they said last night. Not gonna lie, I was tired as hell. Oh, bro, great. But, I do, it was a lot of stuff I do remember, and it was crazy as hell. So if you didn't watch the first part, make sure you go watch the first part. Hit that thumbs up button for me right now. Okay, I got my baby Thornky right here, Skate, and I got his big brother, Skate, right here. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm talking, excuse me, her big sister. I don't smoke on male Thornkies. I like female Thornkies.
So many people trying to kill him. Von claimed on Twitter
when I had Tuco or STL or anything like that, my trigger finger get to itching, and I just start dropping
that his trigger finger just starts itching. But during this time that Von was tweeting openly about all the crimes that he was willing to do in the streets, these crimes would continue to play out. On August 7th, 2012, Von would make a tweet saying that homicide is in the air and that it smells like a graveyard. Then, in the early hours of the morning the following day, on August the 8th, 2012, a group of guys from O Block, rumored to include King Von and T-Roy, would be out looking for enemies to kill. Dirty Rel, real name Terrell Joshua, an older member with affiliations to St. Lawrence, Eberhart, and Jarrow City, who had actually moved out of Chicago but was back in town, would end up being shot dead and found on a sidewalk in the first block of East 56th
He said he moved out and came back.
Park just before 3:30
They caught him on
in
the
this case, retaliation would come fast. As the day of August 8th, 2012 goes by, that same evening, around 11:30 p.m, King Von is out with his close friend White White, real name Tony Dunn. They would go to a convenience store together on East 63rd Street.
That's the street right there, y'all. That is the street. For y'all that don't know, this is King Drive right here. This street right here y'all see on the left side coming this way is King Drive. This, under this railroad right here, this way, going this way is 63rd. If you go what? Eberhart. What is it? Eberhart? I don't know what it is. It's Eberhart. It's like 3 blocks before STL. You get Eberhart, some, and then St. Lawrence. That's St. Lawrence. If you come to this corner and you walk a block and a half this way, O Block is right there. You feel me? Dulles, the school that all the niggas might go to, is right down the street on 63rd. So, you gotta, this is what I was talking about, bro. This Italian beaver sausage right here, this is, they go to the, it's all in the same distance away. O Block only gotta walk across the street. XTL only gotta walk 2-3 blocks to this store right here. This is the closest store. Hold on, we finna get right back into the video, but before we do, shorty, I gotta tell y'all about my membership. MulaMembership.com is a website that I started almost 2 years ago, and since then I have helped literally over 10,000 people make at least $20,000 profit before they left my membership. I know a lot of people gonna say it's cap, but y'all see the proof, man. I do this every day like clockwork. When you sign up for my membership, not only is you gonna get access to all the videos in my membership, where it's teaching you exactly what to do, how to do it when it comes to stocks, crypto, social media monetization, financial literacy, credit. I'm literally going to walk you step by step to make yourself a rich entrepreneur. And on top of that, I have a team of more than 30 people that will work around the clock 24/7 and call out stock and crypto plays, so you know what to buy, when to buy, and you make money with me making the same investments that I make at the same time that I'm making. All this for $50, short. I want to see y'all win, man. So listen, for that low price, click the first link in my description right now, MulaMembership.com. Come sign up before it's too late because we're running out of spots. Spots are very limited. I want to keep this membership exclusive, so you might want to hurry up and sign up. And let's get back into the video. Across the street from here used to be a Walgreens. Across down the block, it used to be a McDonald's. They shut both of them down because both motherfuckers getting their ass clapped. You feel me? It's some other little stores, but them bitches right in front of the old block. So, you know what I'm saying? STL, probably, they don't even really try coming right there. You feel me? That's just stupid. But right here, man.
Street and South Martin Luther King Drive. Here, Von would go inside the store whilst White waited outside. At this point, a gunman pulls up, shooting White in the back.
Damn, and Von in the store. So that could have been Von.
Fire and hitting the shooter, who ultimately managed to escape. White would be pronounced dead in the early hours of the morning.
Damn, and they said the police seen him and hit him up.
This date just so happened to be King Von's 18th birthday. This was a devastating incident for Von.
Rest in peace, Whitey. Me and Mighty was popping pill shoot dice. He just left it. They took his life. R.I.P. White. Me and Whitey off pill shoot dice. He just left. Rest in peace, Whitey. I lost my bro on my B-Day summertime. I remember them nights. And y'all gotta really feel like, understand what that, like, you go in the store, you come outside and your homie dead on your birthday. Somebody killed your homie on your birthday. You seeing this right here. What are you supposed to do? You see your homie get, like, y'all don't understand. That's a different type of pain, bro. I done seen a few of my homies get stretched. You don't understand what that do to your thought process, bro. And it's very easy. Hold on, baby. It's very easy to get shifted. You feel me? It's very easy for that to turn you into a fucking beast, a demon for real.
He would tweet numerous times about the murder of his friend Whitey, including this one where he said that he had just bought Whitey a pill and gone inside the...
Hold on, let me tell her. Hey, babe, let me call you right back. Why? Because I'm recording.
Okay.
All right.
The store, only coming back outside to find a crowd surrounding his shot friend and at first believing that Whitey would be okay. After this, Von would tweet messages saying that this killing is what led him to act out, and in the days following,
he would be
pledging to kill his enemies publicly. Von later elaborated on his mindset around this period in his song Demon, saying outright that witnessing the death of his close friend
Whitey got killed, I seen it. I was right there, still can't believe it. Turned me to a demon. Police asked me, I seen He was rapping for real because the police was probably there. Like he said, the police shot at the dude back. Probably asked him what happened.
On his 18th birthday is the exact thing that turned him into a demon.
Yeah.
And Von would rap that after this, him and his right-hand man T-Roy would be doing hits back-to-back to avenge this tragic loss. Von would apparently be trying to kill much more ruthlessly after this, desperately wanting to get at rival shooters K.I. and Wooski, who had mocked White's death on Twitter. In September 2012, King Von and others caught K.I. on the train, apparently beating her up and mocking her on Twitter in the aftermath. Von would eventually catch up with K.I. in much more deadly circumstances, but not for a couple of years. For now, he would continue to gangbang in the streets with his O-Block brothers at T-Roy, ultimately winding up implicated in numerous murders as he continued to seek revenge for the murder of White, and one body at a time, building up a fearsome reputation as one of O-Block's most ruthless killers. Chicago drill veteran Tay Capone would tell 16 Shot and Visuals in an interview that if you hung around King Von in 2012, you simply had to accept that you would be in shootouts.
If you was hanging with Von, you had to accept everything that came with Von. You had to accept that you was going to be in shootings, accept that it was going to be that, and you had to be with it, you feel me, with Von.
King Von was on a mission in 2012 to get revenge for the friends that he had lost to the gang war. Losing OD, Platoon, and White turned him into a demon, he said. So he would spend every day in the streets of Chicago stalking his ops and broadcasting his activities on Twitter for the whole world to see. On September the 6th, 2012, Von would get arrested, even taking selfies
at that time,
to Twitter.
It wasn't the whole world. He ain't know he was fit to be this big-ass rapper. You feel me? Even though Sosa was just taking off at this time. September 2012, I was just starting, 8th grade? So this is around the time where Sosa just getting on. Like, Sosa probably dropped Love Sosa and all that shit maybe that year. End of that year, summertime. That's probably when that tape came out. The Finally Rich, the album on phone now. So he ain't know he was fit to be he on Twitter, he only doing this because in his head, he like, man, only motherfucker can see me is these goofies that watch me, my ops. You know what I'm saying?
Side of the cop car.
He ain't thinking like he gonna be this superstar rapper like
T-Roy dubbing themselves the O-Block Savages. In fact, after posting one picture together, one woman from O-Block even suggested that Von and T-Roy stop being photographed together in case somebody sends it to the police. Von would tweet how him and T-Roy's names were ringing in the streets and that people were praising them for doing their thing, regularly using this as a catchphrase to refer to his drilling, tweeting warnings to the ops that he's about to go on their block and
I'm going on the block and do my thingy thing and all. Give me 2 hours. So on site, I'm going to blast.
His thingy thing, telling them that they have 2 hours to clear the streets and promising to blast them on sight. Von would even reflect on a conversation that he had had with T-Roy, saying that they can't die soon because they know they're going to hell for all the bad things they had done in the streets. Von would even openly tweet about shooting up Dunbar High School around this time. And unsurprisingly, he would continue to be in the eyes of the law, being picked up in October for battery. But little did the police know just how serious Von's crimes were about to get in the coming weeks. On the 13th of October 2012, Von tweeted that he is about to pop these pills and spaz out on somebody, expressing frustration that he hasn't taken anybody down for a while and saying that he's getting dry. Perhaps a tweet with a double meaning that could refer to sex or murder. That very same day...
No, nigga, he said he getting that dry. Like, he getting that, like, it's dry. Like, you feel me? Dry mean it's lame. It ain't nothing going on. You feel me? He ain't talking about no damn, bro. See, this is why I'm saying, like, this is why I'm saying, and this is why I always tell y'all, everybody want to get on this motherfucker and try to tell me what I did with my life, bro. I am from Chicago. I'm black. I've been in O-Block. I did this before. I did this, bro. Anything I say is going to be right and correct because I know what the is going on because I was raised there for 22 years. I didn't leave Chicago until I was 22. So regardless of anything, this nigga trying to tell me what he said in some Chicago slang, you sound like a goofy, folks. Talking about something, it might be sex or it might be... Like, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. You just all speculation. You've never walked, talked, nothing of Chicago. You sitting there looking like, bro, you got 3 hours of shit. You don't know nothing about what you like. Some of this shit gonna be true because of the facts, but you don't know what you talking about. You wasn't in 8th grade hearing about Von and T-Roy. Y'all don't understand. I've heard these names. Do I know exactly what was going on? Am I hearing new shit from these videos? Yes, because I'm not from the O. But I've heard these names, bro. I'm like, understand. For real, like,
Von would tweet
he sounds stupid as
hell.
Hell.
Tonight is getting cancelled.
Later,
Von is tweeting asking for somebody to come and get him. And 30 minutes later, Von tweets simply, ha, followed by 45 Glock me. That very night of October the 13th, 2012, Modell, that same teen who had found the body of his cousin King Doc dead just 6 months before, would be walking down the street with another one of his cousins on their way to meet a girl. When just before 9:30 p.m, somebody approached them on foot, opening fire. Modell would be shot in the chest and later pronounced dead in hospital. No one was ever charged with this murder or attempted murder, but many years later, police documents would be released revealing that King Von himself was positively identified by a witness as the shooter, with T-Roy apparently at the scene too. This meant that King Von was the prime suspect in the murder. And not only that, but King Von would tweet immediately after the killing. Now, it's important to remember that Twitter timestamps run on Universal Coordinated Time. That's the same as UK time, and that's where I'm reading these tweets from, which is 6 hours ahead of Chicago time. So for me to get the exact time of a tweet that was made by King Von or KI or somebody else in Chicago, I have to take the time that it shows on Twitter and -6. I'm telling you this because Modell was shot at around 9:30 p.m. That means that King Von tweeted, "Who died?" about 17 minutes after the murder of Modell.
Never!
And that tweet was followed by yet another one, reading, "It's not safe around our way," which came less than an hour after the shooting. And Von's "Who died?" tweet would provoke responses from somebody who even knew Modell, with Von saying that the dead person is somebody that they know. In addition...
You, no, I ain't did. That's somebody you know, homie. Somebody innocent, you capping, homie. Oh, that's...
To that exchange, the female shooter from Tuckerville, KI, would end up getting arrested not long after this for apparently shooting indiscriminately into O-Block, hoping to kill anybody in retaliation for Modell. None of this seemed to bother King Von, however, as he clearly got a lot of satisfaction out of having seemingly killed again. The day after the murder of Modell, Von would tweet that him and T-Roy have a problem, and that they can't stop doing their thingy thing. Von would tweet that the streets are in trouble when he's coming, and he would brush off the cops' attempts to arrest him. In fact, only 2 days after the killing, he would get into an argument with a well-known Tuckerville GD known as Wooski on Twitter. Wooski had inferred that he had been out looking to catch Von that day, asking him where they were at, with Von leaving a heartless reply saying that he was getting t-shirts made for Modell's funeral. Unsurprisingly, Von would find himself on the radar of the police following the murder of Modell, getting picked up for unlawful possession of a firearm and being questioned in October 2012, with Von later tweeting that the cops grabbed him and warned him to be careful.
It was questioned to be... Wait, what did he say?
2012. With Von,
it was questioned to be, would they let it go or they said, alright, keep Von, be smooth, LOL, someday, right on, BD.
Later tweeting that the cops grabbed him and warned him to be careful. Apparently the cops even told Von that when they question their ops, they all talk about him and T-Roy, suggesting that their names are feared in the streets. Von would even tweet after that his own mother was beginning to hear the rumors about his violent
about me and now she tried to put me on punishment. LOL, that shit is dead.
Behavior in the streets, and she was trying to put him on punishment. But Von wasn't deterred, and he kept using Twitter to increase his reputation as a killer. The following month, Von would be sending unprovoked Twitter ats at Wooski, asking if he knew who killed Modell, provoking responses from
Jaja Gang, Modell World Crack Crew. I'll hit your line when I get in the hood. Fuck, talk, we still with it this way over here. Your ass is tripping, so.
Numerous ops who wanted to see Von dead, including Wooski and KI. And to me, this is where we see King Von really beginning to take pleasure in killing. For years to come, he would tweet mocking Modell, saying
Modell
it's
Modell with the one eye from STL is what happened to him. Straight sucker.
What happened to him, and that he's a straight sucker. It's this sort of behavior where I believe that Von crosses the line from a normal gangbanger killing to survive to a full-blown serial killer who is taking the lives of others systemically for his own personal gratification. At this point, Von has already satisfied the conditions of being a serial killer.
Bro, how you gonna say that? How you gonna say that? That's like me trying to tell a war veteran, oh, at first, yeah, I'm sure at first you were just defending your country, but now you have some type of satisfaction with. Like, what you want me to do? I'm supposed to be miserable the whole goddamn time at the war? You never seen a war movie, bro? They tell jokes about shooting people and all that. Like, this is what's going on when you in the middle of a war. Have you ever got shot, bro? Have you ever seen your homie get splattered in your face? Have you ever had to walk home and worry about who following you and who seeing you leave? And have your homie ever got smoked on the way to school? And so now every time you walk 3 blocks to your school every day, you looking left, you looking right, you tucking pipes and dirt on the way around the corner before you. Like, how can you tell me when he started taking pleasure, you would take pleasure too, and getting rid of the niggas that's trying to get rid of you? What you mean? This is why I be saying, bro, y'all need to shut up. Everybody, all these academics. The war in Chirac, y'all need to shut the f up because you don't know nothing about what you talking about. At least this, he ain't making no jokes. Academics used to try to make jokes, make it a little funny. All right, Chirac Savage, he's not, this ain't no goddamn movie. This somebody real life, this somebody real brother, real son, real homie. You on here making jokes. You ain't reporting crimes like the news, you making jokes. Right.
Having allegedly killed more than 3 people in different locations with large periods of time in between the killings. And his tweets express a clear tendency to take pleasure in killing and a desire to show the world what he's doing. In a way, King Von's purpose in life at this point in time wasn't just revenge and murder for sport. It was about doing these crimes and giving the world clues about what he had done. And as the story goes on, you'll see King Von constantly hint towards his crimes on social media in his...
Why you keep talking about giving the world like he was a superstar this whole time? Or like he knew he was going to be a superstar? Like, bro, the nigga was in jail. Dirk told him to rap, so he rapped. He got out of jail. Everybody already knew him from the streets, so it just worked. He didn't know that was finna happen. You keep talking about on Twitter. He's not talking to the whole world. He's talking to his 5 ops. You see this shit getting 4 likes? Shorty probably had 200, 300, 400 followers or something like. You keep talking about the whole world.
Music and even on television. But now the pattern had emerged and Von clearly had a thirst for blood. He was becoming a talented shooter and not facing any consequences for these crimes. And so, in the coming months, Von would be rumoured to have been connected to at least 3 more murders, with the police only catching up to him when it was too late.
Murder of P5. I don't know who that is.
In late 2012, Von was earning a reputation as a feared shooter in the Chicago gang wars, something he would be more than happy to broadcast to the world. Von would be seen in clips posted to social media, sliding in cars with his partner in crime T-Roy and others, throwing up gang signs and saying that they're smoking Tuka.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when everybody was saying, I don't know why everybody was saying that.
Both of the Jardels.
And he'd be seen with his boys mobbing deep in trap houses.
Like they in the you talking about trap houses. Can I ask y'all a question though? I never knew this. Is T-Roy his brother? Cause they always look just alike. I ain't never know if y'all tweaking. You feel me? But to me, they always look exactly alike. So is that his real brother? I don't know. But
Plus his activities rolling with the gang to the local store. Von was surprisingly open about his gangbanging life on social media, and he would be particularly active on Twitter during these violent months. He would tweet openly that he was planning to shoot at random people in traffic. He would tweet that he is STLK, or a St. Lawrence killer, and interestingly, around these times, on the 18th of October 2012, O-Block native Chief Keef would release his hit song Love Sosa. 18th of October 2012, O-Block native Chief Keef would release his hit song Love Sosa, a legendary Chicago drill anthem with lyrics about killing people for disrespecting O-Block. At this point in 2012, Chief Keef had become a global rap star off the back of his single I Don't Like, which was given an all-star remix by Kanye West, and ended up landing at number 73 on the Billboard charts. That song had lyrics about the gang wars in Chicago and lives being lost, and Chief Keef's music was becoming legendary for painting a picture of reality on Chicago's most dangerous block. Of course, who could forget Chief Keef's classic anthem 300, a song with lines all about the young'uns on his block gunning people down, and a track that made it famous to diss Tuka, with Black Disciple rappers beginning a trend of saying that
everybody that don't know, that was the song that made it famous to say, took a gang, some 300, bang, bang. And then when Sosa dropped, the problem was when Sosa dropped, it was cool to be, you feel me though? It's not cool to be GD no more. It's cool to be BD now. Because Sosa is the biggest thing. Sosa was the only and the one and only artist to blow out of Chicago. You feel me? Like, niggas knew about King Louis, knew about Pac-Man. You feel me? Like, kind of knew about Twista or whatever, but this was a gangster. He like, you feel me? Like Chicago's 50 Cent or Chicago's, that's all I can think of right now, bro. NWA. You feel me? Shit like that. So, the whole Chicago, you just seen flipping. You feel me? You had, at first, you know what I'm saying, you had it over here, but now it's Sosa blowing up. So, everybody like, shit, it ain't cool to be that other shit no more. Then you got other people from other states, other cities just claiming this shit because Sosa, this their favorite rapper. You got kids emulating it, so it's just like, it was a lot going on Bro Grave. But that made it worse on them because it's like, now these niggas got money. They got money. They feel cool. They feel like they don't in the city now. They is them in the city now. You feel me? And now the only reason they ops is famous or own is because they got famous and niggas want to know about they ops. But you get what I'm saying? So the power shit is like, it's like a real war for real. And that
Tuka, a sign of disrespect to Shondale Gregory, who had been killed in 2011. Now, King Von himself had an interesting relationship with Chief Keef's music. Von would tweet that him and T-Roy are the real-life people who these rappers are making their songs about. Von seemed proud of his career as a real gangster, the true story behind Chicago drill music. In fact, it seemed from his tweets that he took great pride in this. He would regularly quote lyrics from drill songs by Chief Keef and others, and he would continue with tweets expressing his intentions to shoot up the ops. In one, he says he just got a new gun and can't wait to use it, and he even claimed in one tweet to have shot a woman by mistake trying to shoot at a man.
They be right there with the looking just like they, LOL, I don't care, neither, same to me.
Ending the tweet saying, I don't care, same thing to me. It seemed that Von really had to tweet pretty much any street activity that he was involved in.
He had to vent.
He would tweet that
he had to vent somehow, bro. That man, I know a lot of niggas, bro. And them demons that come with you when you, bro, I seen it, bro. in every which way possible. I'm telling you. He got a vent that he can't go home and just talk about it to everybody on front of grade. Like, you feel me? Even like, you know, so he got a vent. Like,
seen a revolver in a while. And on October the 29th, Von would tweet saying that he was avoiding T-Roy because he was winning, presumably referring to T-Roy having a superior kill counter. So Von would tweet literally saying that he was trying to catch up with T-Roy's kill counter, saying, give me until Friday. And just the day after this tweet, he would find what he was looking for. On October the 30th, Von would tweet that it's his main man T-Roy's birthday. And later that day, Von tweeted that he was drilling like OD. At 8:45 AM, Von tweeted, check the stats, a reference to who has the most bodies in the ongoing gang war. According to the police, less than 30 minutes after this, who has the most...
So 2:45, 14:45 on Sunday, coordinated universal time, which is 8:45 Sunday. I don't know how that worked, but...
most bodies in the ongoing gang war. According to the police, less than 30 minutes after this tweet was made, at around 9:13 AM, P5, aka Crack, real name Derek Johnson, would be shot multiple times in the 6200 block of South Eberhart Avenue. The 23-year-old was rushed to the hospital, but pronounced dead at 9:54 AM. The incident report would record the time of the shooting as 9:13 AM in the Chicago time zone, which on Twitter, for me, would display as 3:13 PM. That means that just 3 minutes before the recorded time of the shooting, Von tweeted, laughing my arse off. Then, at 9:13, the time that the police estimated the shooting took place, Von tweets, his 45 makes his ass do 40 flips. And then, only a few hours after this early morning murder, just after noon,
the early bird catches the worm.
Early bird catches the worm. And then going on to tweet about
this what we do, don't make the news,
saying that he does his thingy thing and all that for real, saying that he erases people like he drew them, and tweeting that his ops aren't trying to win like he is, and saying that he is doing this for OD, Platoon, Sherroid, and White. Von would claim to be finding a lot of things funny that evening, once again tweeting numerous times that his 40 made someone do 40 flips. As the days went by, Von's tweets would get even more bold. Just the day after the murder, he would tweet pondering whether he was messed up in the head and indicating that he thinks he's gone crazy.
Do you know how much reading and all that you gotta do to figure all this out? God damn. First of all, he might be saying he got some research skills. On bro grave, I tell you that. Folks got some research skills. Shorty ass needs to go to college professor or something. Oh, bro, great. But, yeah. He probably retweeted LMFAO because he seen dude ass out there lacking on bro. And then he knew what he was finna do. It's just crazy. Like, this is what be going on. It's like, y'all know them famous serial, you know what I'm saying? Like, they always leave hints or they'll call the police or they'll write some down or record or take some pictures. You know, it's not nothing different than that. He got to get this off his chest somehow, some way. The only reason I say you're not finna call him no serial blicker. You're not finna call him that because I'm gonna tell y'all the difference, bro. Them other people, they doing that shit for pure, there's no reason behind it. Jeffrey Dahmer, for example, what did he have? What was his motivation for that? This is just sick. Wasn't nobody trying to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? This is random ass people, bro. Von wasn't getting on the CTA bus and just blicking niggas down. He's blicking niggas that's helping blick his homies. It's helping try to blick him. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't like he just randomly, willy-nilly just take a blonde girl and do all the weird shit. Like, you feel me? That's the only thing I be saying. Don't try to compare the two like it's the same thing, folks.
Easy. Things would get even more incriminating just 2 days later when Von put out a tweet reading, damn, Modell got killed in October. And Crack, who's going to get killed in November? Stay tuned. And he would tweet RIP Crack and Modell, as well as tweeting asking when the funeral is. Von would even reply to Ki and Wooski, who tweeted each other about going to a funeral, with Von saying that he was on his way too, and even offering them a ride. Von also tweeted at Wooski asking if he knows who made Modell World or Crack Crew, another reference to crews renaming themselves after a fallen member who's passed away. Now at this point, Von is establishing a clear pattern, getting the location of his targets, shooting them dead, and then celebrating publicly on Twitter. And within only a few weeks of the P5 incident, yet another high-profile murder would take place, with Von's involvement having been debatable, but his Twitter account telling a very different story.
Is these real tweets? Boss Trill.
In November 2012, King Von would be tweeting openly about killing. He'd say that he was the go-to guy for hits in his area. He'd also say that he was the captain of the drill team, tweeting about murder and homicide, saying that he's a hitter by himself, and that the whole of O Block are coming for their ops.
I'm coming. When the whole Block 600 coming. T-Roy coming too.
He would even tweet that he was sacrificing people, as well as bizarre tweets about how much he liked cereal, something that I personally believe was a coded message indicating that Von was beginning to see himself as a serial killer, something that he would continue to do throughout his career. From here, Von would continue tweeting about wanting to shoot his ops in the face and get up close and personal, alluding to committing murder and tweeting that he had big balls and does things that other people would only dream of doing. King Von would boldly tweet that he will never get convicted of a murder, saying that he would never set himself up to go down for a body. He would mock his ops, saying some make it out alive and some make it onto the news and die. Also during this time, Von would even react to Barack Obama winning the 2012 election, something ironic considering the fact that Michelle Obama apparently also hailed from O Block. But even in celebrating this monumental news, Von would also tweet that a black president with ties to his city simply wouldn't stop him from killing his ops. On November the 7th, 2012, Von would tweet about bodies dropping and beating the case. Later that evening, he would tweet that he was out sliding with T-Roy, who he himself would also tweet saying that he's about to go and get his gun, before replying to KI, who had just tweeted
Sherrod, OD, Batum, YY Jr., Bonnie, Steve, D-Thing, Lil Steve, Tricks, Child, Obama, Chris. How many ops is that number? Hit 222. Good job. Bro, this is what's going on. Like, this is why I say, like, I don't know if other cities was doing this on Twitter, because obviously I ain't from other cities, but I do know, like, this is what's been going on in Chicago. Like, on Facebook, on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? It's just what's been going on. Even before, even when it wasn't, like, serious, even when it was TYB and TYG. Take your girl and take your bitch. I swear to God. Them was two little cliques in Chicago, and you had to pick a side and just getting their ass beat up downtown. You hear me? Every weekend. On Saturdays, it's going down. You feel me? Getting their ass poked up, beat up on bro. Like, and I'm not even real gangs. I'm not playing with y'all. Take your girl and take your... I'm not playing. TYB and TYG. I swear to God, I ask any nigga from Chicago that was in middle school from 2010 to 2013. You was in middle school around that time, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
List of a bunch of names of people associated with O Block who had been killed, with T-Roy retaliating, providing his own list of people from KI's hood who they had apparently killed, as well as tweeting #bang just after midnight. Then, the following morning, the news would report on the shooting of a 17-year-old by the name of Rodney Stewart, aka Boss Trell. Boss Trell had been found with a gunshot wound to the head around 6:50 a.m. and was immediately rushed to hospital.
I'm just saying, like, god damn. Do you know how far the 26 West 83rd? That ain't close to where they at. Like, that ain't, you feel me? That ain't, I'm trying to figure out how the hell you even know, like, I don't know what's going on.
And he would even remain alive for several hours, during which time he was visited by friends from the neighborhood, like FBG Cash. But while Boss Trell was in the hospital fighting for his life, Von and T-Roy would be tweeting. T-Roy tweeted "Man down" Lord, only hours after the body was discovered, with Von tweeting #TheStruggle, prompting T-Roy to infer that Von was behaving like the police. Von would follow up on this tweet, saying that people aren't dying on time, and T-Roy would also tweet mockingly, saying "No, Trell, stay alive." Then, in since-deleted tweets, allegedly by King Von, he would suggest that he had actually spent the day trying to get KI on the phone. However, Boss Trell would be pronounced dead that night at 11:30 p.m. on the 8th of November 2012. And the following day, King Von would take to Twitter once again to mock Boss Trell and his ops. He would tweet that STL doesn't stand for St. Lawrence, but instead for steady taking L's. Another tweet would drop, with King Von telling people, "Don't worry about who killed who, just be glad that you didn't get killed and shut up." This was followed by another tweet aimed at Boss Trell, saying "Lol, you ain't a boss to me." Many theories suggested that T-Roy and Von, and possibly others, were involved in this murder. Some have said that it was T-Roy, others have said that it's Von, or potentially even the two of them together. But it is worth mentioning that there's an alternative theory that Boss Trell was actually murdered by someone completely unrelated to this feud, who was apparently trying to retrieve a gun that had been taken from him. But regardless of who was responsible, Von and T-Roy were certainly happy to see Boss Trell gone, and they would continue to tweet boldly about it publicly. Their ops on Twitter would warn T-Roy over the disrespect.
To keep Boss Trell name out his mouth. I ain't STL, but shorty little ass to give smoke.
But for King Von, tweeting about the murders going on in the streets was a must. Von would post saying that the ops are dying frequently and that he doesn't plan on slowing down. He would say that he will kill an op anywhere and once again reference cereal, saying that he eats cereal after shooting people, another hint in the ongoing joke that Von is indeed becoming a serial killer. Von would even mock the ops for having funerals. He simply didn't care what anybody thought. It seemed that Von was hell-bent on killing his enemies, and he would be hell-bent on tweeting every single time something negative occurred in the streets. However, Von's days would be numbered, and following the next hit that he was implicated in, he would tweet once again, perhaps a little too recklessly this time, finding himself behind bars for over a year.
So this is what he got, this was the body.
After the deaths of Modell, P5 and Boss Trell, you would think that King Von would have kept a low profile, but no. He would continue to tweet suspiciously while the killing continued. However, when the next person lost their life,
one group of people that was on them tweets was the police, boy. The police was on them tweets the whole time, and I think them police did not know what the hell was going on. They just couldn't slice it, they just can't prove.
Self-incrimination, and he would actually find himself on the wrong side of the law. On the 19th of November 2012, 32-year-old man named James Holman, aka Lil James, would be standing on his porch on the 6000 block of South Michigan Avenue around 8:20 p.m. At this point, 4 people would approach his property, opening fire, shooting him in both the arm and chest, with him being pronounced dead in hospital less than an hour later. Only 23 minutes after this murder, Von would tweet, "Man, not on anything," followed by another tweet reading, "Clown ass." Von was mocking somebody, but we didn't know who or what for. Meanwhile, T-Roy would put out a tweet asking if somebody got shot yesterday. And then, only 6 hours after the shooting, Von would tweet that he kills GDs often. And then, in another rare deleted tweet that somebody else from O-Block quote tweeted just 21 minutes later, Von would apparently brag that he has killed 5 GDs and shot 10. With a later news article even confirming that James Holman, the man who was killed most recently, was indeed a gangster disciple. Furthermore, a police report on the Lil James murder
was mentioned in the Lil James report is not true. I'm the one who got the report and put out the rumor in my Von video a year ago. I only said the description in the report matched Von's description in the Malcolm report. Okay.
Would describe the shooter's height and build, which apparently matched Von's description. Now, Von tweeting that he had killed 5 GDs after the death of Lil James is particularly interesting, because there's always been a lot of speculation on exactly how many people Von had killed and who specifically he was responsible for killing. And at this point in time, Von had been associated with 6 murders in total. So, if Von himself is apparently confessing that he has killed 5 people at this point, then it's likely that just one of these murders he had nothing to do with. From here, Von would continue to tweet throughout the day, saying things like, "Dissing him will get your people killed," and another asking openly, "Who made Crack Block?" Another reference to the murder of Crack.
This is all in 2012, y'all. This really all in like the last 1 or 2, 3 months.
3 days after the murder of Lil James. Perhaps they'd read his tweets. Von's capture would be confirmed by a tweet from his sister from his own Twitter account.
Yeah, because they probably was like on some like, boy, they probably already had him. The police had him on a lot of shit. We like, you know. But they didn't have enough to hold him or grab him. They didn't have enough for the DA. The DA can only accept so many cases, bro. You feel me? So no matter how much the crime increases, they can't arrest everybody. You feel me? So the DA is only going to take the cases that the DA feel like they can win. Because the more cases they win and the less they lose, the more they get paid, the better they get promotions, the better they can do private practice. It helps their career to win cases. So they only gonna take the cases from the police that they know they can win. So if it ain't looking like, okay, yeah, y'all know Von did it, but that ain't enough to convince no jury just because he tweeted. How do we know he tweeted just because it's his account? How do we know? Can we put him there? Do we have witnesses? Is there DNA evidence? If those things don't, do we have the weapon that was used? If them things ain't coming to play, it ain't looking good for the case. You smell me? So that's why a lot of times the police would know exactly what's going on, and they'll stalk you, they'll watch you, they'll follow you, they'll do a lot of shit because they know they just can't try you because they can't convince another motherfucker to know. You feel me? Like, so that's all it be. So they probably picked him up because they was looking at the tweets.
With Von's charges later being revealed as unlawful possession of a firearm. Numerous
they held him on that,
would later
and they were trying to investigate
them.
Von would
end up in jail for over a year, for a period spanning from November 2012 to February 2014. And in the meantime, his mother, sister, and friends were all tweeting from his Twitter account calling for Von's freedom and keeping his name alive. However, Von's sister would also tweet that Von told her that when he gets out of jail, he's just planning on killing more people. And ultimately, none of the more serious charges would even stick to Von. And he would eventually end up being released back onto the streets of O'Block, where he would, as expected...
And I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I ain't like never been no preacher or nothing like that, but whatever you want to believe in, bro, whether it's God, the universe, like they was really trying to help, like Von was always destined to be great. I believe that that's how it work. I believe certain people are destined to, I feel like the path is already written for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just God just giving them chance. Like, man, you could be so great. And he was holding them, he was taking them, he was pushing them, and he pushed them, and I feel like he was almost out, bro. That's why it's so messed up, because I feel like he was almost on the other side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was almost there, big enough to the point where he couldn't involve himself in this. Big enough to the point where he was transitioning from just a gangster rapper to a superstar. And I feel like if he would have got to that superstar level without going back to them street antics and getting into it with Quando Rondo that night, be a lot different right now. I feel like he would have went platinum already. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, his album, he would have had a song, you know, he would have been nominated for like a grant or something like that. You feel me? Like, so it's messed up to what happened, bro. It's like he couldn't
drilling, and then
he couldn't get out that. You feel me? Lil Mark. Now I ain't heard he had something to do with Lil Mark.
Announced from his Twitter account on February 11th, 2014, that he would be home from jail tomorrow, with footage of Von cutting off his ankle monitor and throwing up gang signs circulating online after his release. When he got back out, he would be back on the streets and involving himself in gang politics once again. His first tweet out was dissing the ops, of course. He would also openly wonder where T-Roy went, as apparently his partner in crime had ended up in jail himself during this time.
Damn.
Also upon his release, Von would also tweet at famous names in the Chicago drill.
What's up? What's up? Cut your phone on. I'm back. What's up, broski? That's me calling your phone.
Scene like Boss Top, Lil Reese, Chief Keef, E-Day, Rondo No. 9, and Capo. He would then go on to diss two people that he allegedly killed, Modell and Crack, but at least initially, it didn't appear that Von was able to commit any more acts of violence, because apparently, following his release, he would wind up on house arrest for a short period. But that didn't stop him from posting pictures of himself at home, dissing Tuka with a gun sticking out of his pocket. Pictures of Von with famous BD hitters like T-Roy and D-Rose would circulate around this time, with the likes of Chief Keef even reposting them as a sign of respect for the most feared local shooters, with Von also sharing pictures of his crew to Twitter openly, with the caption simply reading, "gang members." Von would also tweet about it being a very scary year for the ops, even tweeting disrespectful collages featuring photographs of rivals who had been killed recently. Von didn't care one bit what he was posting on Twitter, and honestly, it didn't seem like the police cared either. Von tweeted openly that he will kill someone on St. Lawrence, promising to shoot ops in the face and kill them fast.
It's just, what are you gonna do? Like I said, you can't prove that. It's not like you can't prove that he's the one tweeting this just because it's on his account. You can't even prove, at this time, you can't even prove that this is his account. You can say, you know what I'm saying? You can say, oh, it's this email, this is his email that's associated with this and that, but it's still no proof. It's still no, like, but beyond reasonable doubt. If there's any reasonable doubt, you good. And honestly, most of the reasonable doubt is all come from not talking when they get in there behind them doors. You feel me?
Dropping mocking tweets about people he had allegedly killed, like Modell. He would pledge to drop even more bodies, even tweeting that he was shooting as soon as he got off house arrest, and tweeting that he just got a new gun and he wanted to do a drive-by with it. Now, on March the 25th, 2014, GD rapper Lil Mark, associated with a group called 051, would drop a song called No Competition. This would be a remix of Black Disciple rappers Lil Durk and Lil Reese's 2013 song Competition. Lil Mark would essentially use Lil Durk's beat to diss him and his OTF crew from Lamron. But it wasn't just Durk that was getting dissed. Lil Mark would diss numerous people associated with the Black Disciples, including people from both O-Block and an affiliated crew of BDs known as 600. Lil Mark's song would mock OD Perry and J Money and see him rapping openly that he is a Black Disciple killer, as well as proudly repping his affiliations to his gang set 051 Young Money. This song made Lil Mark a huge target for both O-Block and 600. And around this period, King Von would frequently tweet that he was in traffic, riding around the city, armed and looking for ops to kill. On March the 28th, 2014, Von would tweet that he was in traffic, tagging D. Rose, an infamous shooter from the O-Block affiliated set 600, with D. Rose himself tweeting that the cops hate to see Von, T-Roy, and him all together. Von would tweet gunshot emojis around 10 AM on the 28th of March 2014. And only a few hours later, that very same day, around 1:30 PM, it's believed that a large group of gang members were riding around in a silver minivan with Florida license plates, most likely a stolen car. Meanwhile, a 20-year-old Mark Campbell, aka Lil Mark, was at a bus stop on the 300 block of East 51st Street. It's believed that that minivan pulled up and a masked man jumped out, shooting Lil Mark in the head, with Mark ultimately being pronounced dead at the scene only minutes later at 1:41 PM, and that minivan connected to the shooting being found in flames at 6:30 PM that very night. It's widely believed that D. Rose was the shooter, with King Von being present for this murder. D. Rose even posted a clip to social media of him and his friends returning to the scene of the crime and filming, where King Von can allegedly be heard in the background of the car.
Hey, it's a 251st!
Damn, body down.
Oh, not gonna see you.
No.
Tweaking, bro.
Body down. 51st. Gang.
Man,
D. Rose would tweet,
Damn.
call him, never heard of him.
I ain't never seen that. Where the hell he getting this footage from? Where's you finding this at, shorty? God damn, bro. We is only, bro. Do you know how long this is, bro?
After the killing, King Von would tweet just 42 minutes after the shooting,
Die
why, with a bunch of laughing faces. With this being a sign of disrespect to Lil Mark's gang 051 Young Money. That tweet was then followed by Von saying 051 better keep their head up, with a bunch of laughing emojis. Then he says he lives for this, F the ops. And just in case there was any doubt about King Von being present for that murder, he would also reply to somebody on Twitter discussing Lil Mark.
Damn, Lil Mark, you saw my text on the E-boy.
Saying outright he just saw the murder, with King Von going on to tweet at other O-Block affiliates.
That's not what he said. He said, I know you saw my text, I just saw it, bro. You talking about a text, bro?
Saying outright he just saw the murder, with King Von going on to tweet at other O-Block affiliates that they would be celebrating that night. Von was speaking so recklessly on Twitter, his sister would even tell him to go in the house, with the defiant Von replying to her with gunshot and demon emojis, then tweeting that Lil Mark's death was getting him attention from women, even going as far to say that Lil Mark's pregnant girlfriend might have cheated on him. Followed by another tweet a few days later where Von claimed that he leaves people dead at the bus stop just like Tuka, a tweet that's even more disrespectful when you learn that Lil Mark was actually Tuka's older brother. D. Rose would also tweet the day after the murder, saying you ain't gotta ask who shot him, indicating that he was indeed the shooter of Lil Mark, as well as proudly saying that he was smoking on Marco. But Von and D. Rose weren't the only ones celebrating the death of Lil Mark, because Lil Durk, the original subject of Lil Mark's diss song No Competition, released just 3 days before he was killed, would end up making a trip to the very bus stop where Mark was gunned down.
Yeah, I definitely remember that video. Oh my God. He said, it's a real famous place. It's a very famous place right here. It's a very famous place. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this is what
that this was a very special place.
Hey, this bus stop right here though, this a real famous place, you hear me? This is a real famous place, B. Hey, this bus stop, this is a real famous place, B. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because of all of the attention from rappers about this incident, Lil Mark's death became news beyond the local Chicago paper.
I would just let y'all know, like, this is not cool, folks. I swear, like, this not cool, shorty. Like, I don't give a damn how much y'all think this sound like a cool movie, and goddamn it sound like you would be Robert Sale starred in the movie. I don't give a damn. This is not cool, folks, at all, shorty. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, if you ask most of the people in the situation that he talking about in the whole video, if you ask them, would you rather have been born in Bel Air, in Beverly Hills, in Brickell, Miami, in the suburbs of Chicago, up north? Would you rather have been born in a penthouse in a Rolls Royce? I guarantee you they would have said, hell yeah. Then I wouldn't be out here doing. So don't think that you cool or they cool. Like, they not cool. This is what they had to do. You just think it's cool because you didn't have to do it. You don't know nobody that had to do it. You know what I'm saying? You never heard about somebody that had to do it. You never even really knew this existed. So I think it's cool and it's fascinating. Now, for people who just don't come from that type of life, or they don't be around, never was around that type of shit, and they just are trying to understand it, or they are on some like, damn, people are really going through this in life. Like, we got to do something about this in society. Like, this is crazy. Then that makes more sense. But the people who are just like fascinated and getting like turned on and like, you know what I'm saying? Like just overly infatuated with streets and just violence and drugs and trapping. That ain't what's going on for real, folk. Like, it's cool to be from over here. It's cool to get a Ferrari on your 16th birthday. That's cool, motherfucker. You feel me? It's cool to be 16 and you a millionaire. It's cool to be 25 and your dad set you up for this, that, the third. That's what's cool. I don't know why or who told y'all that this was cool, folks. The only reason I was ever around that to begin with is because my homies was trying to take my homies out because of girls, because of shit I had going on in high school. I wasn't nothing but the little homie that used to come around, play 2K, WWE. You know what I'm saying? Teach me how to roll up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm standing right here too. The bullets flying by me too. So what I'm supposed to go? I'm supposed to not go to school with a gun now? I'm supposed to not carry this gun on me now when I go home, when I'm walking home, when I'm on the bus, when I'm going downtown, when I'm coming this way over there? What? You feel me? But even then, bro, I never thought that shit was cool. That's why you're never gonna see me with pictures with pipes. You're never gonna see that. You're never gonna see a picture with me and all my homies because we wasn't on that. It was never cool to us. We was never, you know what I'm saying? We was never trying to get no notoriety or shit like that. Like me, like, nah, bro. We was all just trying to make it to the next day. You feel me? We was trying to make it to the next day so we can make it to the next week so we can get us a little car. So we was just trying to keep moving, folks. Keep moving in life. And unfortunately, my homies got killed in the process. But that's where my thought process come from. Keep moving forward in life, bro. I ain't trying to be out here with this gun on my waist all my life, shorty. I knew that shit at 15. And going on 10 years later, I'm in LA in a penthouse, bro. So don't think, so I say that to say, if you is from this environment, bro, don't think you stuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to that part 3 tomorrow. You feel me? I hope y'all rocking with the series, man. It's a lot of crazy shit. I'm learning crazy. It's crazy, folks. It's crazy.